There were just over 1 million youngsters between 16 and 24 who were not in education, employment or training, NEETS in the jargon. As soon as there's an acronym, there's almost bound to be a problem. In this case, of course, producing a lost generation who would never get into work. But as Helen Catt reports, a scheme in Banbury is having some success, taking the N out of NEETS.
18-year-old Amy Ty is on her way to work. She's a business administration apprentice at the district council. But a year ago, her future direction was less clear after she dropped out of sixth form.
I was studying health and social care, childcare and science, and I stopped because it wasn't me being in a school environment. I was looking for jobs, but I wasn't really doing anything for about 3 months, so I was just at home. It's quite difficult, even if you haven't got the right grades or experience now, nowhere will take you.
A visit to a youth job fair put her in touch with the YMCA's training arm.
They said it was like school, but wasn't. They'd be able to help me do my maths and my English and get that up to a standard grade, but they'd teach us differently to how it would be in school.
The YMCA is one of several groups working with councils to target young people in Banbury. They've even gone as far as phoning some directly. And it's paying off. The number of NEETs in the town has fallen by nearly 40% in the last year.
Statistics are one thing, but it's about people, and when we can identify those people, we can do something about it. Doesn't matter how you do that. It's getting to those young people and encouraging them to get involved.
Now, if you take a closer look at the figures, you'll see that Oxfordshire has 5.6% of its 16 to 18-year-olds currently outside the workforce who could go in. That compares with 8.2 across England. In the south, 7.4 in Reading and just over 4% in Dorset. But that's not the whole story. Here in Oxfordshire, they have a very high number of what's called not knowns. In fact, authorities here don't know the status of more than a quarter of 16 to 18-year-olds. That compares with around 2% in Dorset and Reading. Oxfordshire County Council says it is working to improve monitoring. And knowing if students like these trainee chefs are still in college is vital.
We tend to think of young people who leave school at 16, and a lot of work is done with those 16-year-olds. But it's the young people who perhaps stay on for a year, then decide ASs aren't for them, try and go into the job market and don't get one, and can be lost in the system. So a lot of work has also gone on to try and make sure that those 17-year-olds don't fall between the cracks.
Now, these students are studying for a qualification in food preparation, but there are around 930 young people in Oxfordshire employed in areas like hospitality and retail who are getting no further training. And from this summer, the government says that's not good enough. From now on, 17 is the youngest age at which you can leave learning. 16-year-olds can get a job, but they have to do 20 hours training a week too.
If you're a disenfranchised or disinterested young person, the thought of going for more education turns your stomach. What we've got to say is, well, what do you want to do with life? And if you want to earn money, there are lots of opportunities. Let's first of all start with what interests you, how can we use your skills?
It will also improve the aspirations of these young people, because they will get the training, they will get their education, so that will all work in the right direction.
But the government doesn't have any plans to take action against any 16-year-olds who don't comply.
So I'm a 16-year-old and I decide to stay at home. Where is the legislation, and who's actually going to find out that I'm not in education and training? If we're not careful, we won't actually pick up some of the most vulnerable and needy.
No such worries for Amy, though. She's confident she's made the right choice.
Well, I was at YMCA training first, and I was looking for jobs or whatever, and this came along and I applied for it, and I actually got something.